Hi Facebook, I'm on Periscope and Facebook, dual broadcasting to you both, but I can see comments on both places. I just wanted to have a little bit of real talk because I had some things going on today on my Facebook page that just brought up a really good piece of advice that I wanted to share. So if you've ever dealt with anxiety and depression, then you're probably going to go, yes, you're probably going to agree with this. Or maybe you won't. I just want to get the discussion going. So, hold on. I'm just not going to deal with trolls tonight. Okay, usually I have a little fun with them, but not tonight. So, welcome in. I'm Melody Reynolds. If you're new to my broadcast and you've never been on before, I am an intentional living coach, and I just teach people how to live life on purpose, and that includes your faith and your health and ways to simplify your life so that you can concentrate and focus on what really matters. The people around you that you love, relationships, enjoying your life. So I talk a lot on my page, on my Facebook page, and here on Periscope. I talk a lot about depression and anxiety. Hey Jamie, hey Donna. And I'm not ashamed to share that I have struggled and still at times struggle with depression and anxiety. And a lot of people will say, oh, but you're Christian. Yes, I'm a Christ follower. I'm not religious. I just love Jesus. And hi, Patricia. And yes, I have a lot of faith and I love the Lord and I believe that He's going to work things out. However, I still have depression and anxiety. So let's be real. It doesn't just go away because it doesn't mean you don't have faith if you get depressed. It doesn't mean you don't have faith. Hey, Dr. Walter. How are you, Dr. Sims? It doesn't mean, it's not a lack of faith. When you have depression and anxiety, first of all, it can be a physical issue. I talked about last night on the webinar that I did, if you caught that, about how your gut health can actually, good to see you, how your gut health can actually affect your mind, your brain. And so God has made our body so miraculous that everything is supposed to work together. And when it doesn't, things get messed up. So it can also be overwhelm. When you have a lot going on in your life, all of the different roles that we're called to do, friend, mom, dad, sister, church member, whatever it is, business owner, whatever it is, you got all these roles going on in your life. Sometimes you get overwhelmed and you just get exhausted and then depression sets in. It doesn't mean you don't love God. It doesn't mean that you don't have faith. It doesn't mean you're not a good Christian, right? Hi, Terry. It just means that you've got that issue to deal with in your life, and we've got to stop shaming it. So I guess that's why I share a lot about it, because I know the power of Me Too. Took one today, a power nap. I love the power of Me Too, because a lot of times if you can just see that somebody else is going through what you're going through, it makes you feel like, okay, I can. If she can get through this, I can get through this. If she's been there and she's gotten to a better place, maybe I can too. And it breaks the cycle of perfection, where we all try to look our best and show our best on Instagram and social media, and behind the scenes we're falling apart. Well, I show the parts too where I fall apart. Because when you bring light to something, it takes away the darkness of it. And there is nothing to be ashamed of if you deal with depression and anxiety. It's called being human. Most people deal with it at some point in their life, just to different degrees. So, today on my Facebook page, I had this beautiful lady, and I'm pretty real here tonight because I have no makeup on and my hair's not done. So this is really mean. I'm in my pajamas. So you're getting all of me, but this is so important. I felt really led that I needed to share this. There was this beautiful woman that came on the page today, and I had given some encouragement about, not being ashamed of your mistakes and your past, to use that as a way to make yourself better and not be, stuck in the past and not forgiving yourself for mistakes that you've made. Because a lot of people just need to hear that. They just do. And so I share that often because when I feel it, as the Holy Spirit leads me, when I feel like a topic is coming up, I share it and I talk about it. And I try to bring a lot of truth to it and be real about it. So this lady who I've never spoken to before, but apparently she's followed my page for a while. Yeah, makeup is overrated. I do love it. I just didn't want to do it today. I just wanted to let my skin breathe, honestly. But thank you for that. So she came onto the page, and a lot of times when you have a Facebook following or a social media following, you have a lot of quiet watchers, people who are just quiet, but they listen and they watch, right? And they take things in. And she was very discouraged, and she said, I just don't feel like I can go on. She was like, I'm exhausted. I'm overwhelmed. I don't know when this is going to get any better. I've prayed. I've asked the Lord to help me for 2 years, and I'm just tired. And I totally understood that because I've been there. I've been there to the point where I was like, Lord, are you hearing me? Do you hear me? Like, are you going to help me? Is this, now I'm to the point where when I'm going through something, I'll say, what do you want me to learn? What's the test? What's the test that I need to pass? I'm in Kentucky. You hear the accent, I know. But I'll say, Lord, what is it you're wanting me to understand? Or how can I pass this test so that I can move on? And I realize that it's not that he doesn't hear me, that he's working something out of me. And sometimes I'll make the mistake and say, accelerate me in this test, Lord. I just want to get through it. So I'll get it all at once. But I could really identify with her. Like, I felt a connection with her. And I just told her, I didn't, here's what you don't say to somebody that's depressed. This is what I did say. I said, I have been there. Me too. I understand how you feel. And I just want to let you know, it will get better. It's going to be rough. You'll have to stand your ground. You'll have to fight it. But hang in there, because it will eventually get better. Here's what you don't say, and this is what happened. She had a friend who knew her in person in real life. Real life. I don't know why we say that, because this is real life too. But she had a friend that knew her, and she said, it wasn't being rude. She was trying to help her. She said, oh, you need to get it together. You're going to be fine. You've got to get over it. You know, you need to just get it all together. It's going to be fine. You know better than to say that. You know better than to talk. It is. Acknowledging feelings is critical. You know better than to talk like that. You probably have, yes, see, Stephanie, you probably have a friend. If you've ever been depressed before, let's go here. If you've ever dealt with depression and anxiety before, you probably have had a friend say that to you. How did that make you feel? I would just like to hear a response. Either place, Periscope or Facebook. How did that make you feel? Did it make you feel better? Weak. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Cheryl on Periscope says it made her feel weak. Stephanie says frustrated. Do you see my point here? Defeated. I would use the word defeated. Did it make you feel better? No. Here's the word I would use for it. It made me, when I had friends do that to me, because it's hard to open up, right? It's really hard to tell somebody how deep that depression is when you're in it. And when you finally open up to somebody and they go, you just need to pull it together, girl, it's going to be all right. Like, they're trying to help you, but it made me feel more isolated. It made me feel like, well, why can't I get it together? What we say on Periscope. We just talked about what we say on Periscope. That's right. If you feel like something's really wrong with you outside, yes. Right. You feel like, well, why can't I just shake this off? Well, why can't I just get it together? Well, why? And then you feel like she doesn't understand me at all. So I responded to the lady. Now, I don't argue on Facebook. People that have been following me for years can tell you I do not do the whole arguing thing. I think it's ridiculous. But in love, I told the friend on the page, I said, I think your friend just wanted to express her feelings and to just say it. Even though she wasn't saying it out of her mouth, to type out, hey, I'm not okay. I'm struggling. Just to release that, I think it made her feel better. So I told her friend, I said, I think she just wanted to acknowledge the fact that she's not okay. And we need to just honor that and allow her to feel those feelings. Yeah, it's like a monster. That's true. It's a good word for it. Hi, Hope and Ella on Facebook. So it brought to mind to me, though, things that people say a lot of times to try to make you feel better when you're going through depression. They do say it out of love. And this lady got very offended and deleted all of her comments because she said her comments weren't for me to analyze. And I said, but you're on my page, so I can tell you what I think. Right. And a lot of times we do want to, it's not, it's human nature to want to help, to want to fix things. And sometimes you don't know what to say to people. If somebody tells you that, how depressed they are, it's hard to not say, well, you should just do this and you should just do that. But the only way I know this is because when I was depressed and people said things like that to me, it didn't make me feel better. It made me feel more like a failure. And then I regretted even telling them what I was going through. I'm just being real. I thought, why did I even open my big mouth and say anything at all? Because she totally doesn't understand. And people that have not been in a very deep depression will not understand you. They will not. And there are people who are blessed enough to go their whole lives and not get real deep with stuff. Sometimes I envy them. So, right. And that's a good thing to say. I'm so sorry that this is happening to you. I'm so sorry you're going through this. Yeah, you hold things in. Then you learn, you can't really talk to that friend. And sometimes it can even damage the friendship. And so, hey, Jalissa. So, I just wanted to give a word of advice. We were just talking on Periscope, over on Periscope, about how, we really need to watch our words and the words we speak over our own selves, but we have to watch what we say to other people as well. When you don't know what to say, a lot of times, saying things like, I'm so sorry that you're having such a tough time. I'm here for you. You let me know what you need. Instead of, you just need to get in your Bible. You just need to pray. You just need to shake it all off. You just need to pull it together. Yes, I give encouragement like that, but not when somebody is depressed and feeling like she said, I just don't feel like I can continue going on. I don't think I can make it through tomorrow. Like she said, I pray that the Lord would just take me. Like, this is a serious depression. So, I'm so sorry I missed the comment over there. And you can put it up again and I'll reread it. So, be careful with your words when people are hurting. If you don't know what to say, sometimes just holding space for the person. Just being there and honoring the fact that they trusted you enough. And I told her that too. I said, I'm really glad that you found this a safe space to express how you feel. And I honor that you feel that way. I didn't give a bunch of advice. If somebody comes to you and says, what do you think I could do? That's different. That's a different way of asking you a question. But if somebody tells you how they feel and you immediately go into how am I going to fix it mode, you may hurt them more. And you may make them feel worse. So, totally different, right? Totally different. Nothing important. Watch the Periscope replay. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, it's on there. It's on there. It's important. If you said it, it's important. I'm looking over this way. The hole is over here. I'm trying to read the comments. I know it looks weird tonight. I got everything I did this spur of the moment because I just got very, I don't know. I felt like somebody needed to hear this tonight, right? Yes, sometimes we just want our feelings to be validated, or we just want to get it out. We just want to release it, and somebody just needs to go, and hear it and say, I recognize you're going through a hard time, and I'm so sorry, and I'm here. I'm here for you. And the most I'll ever, we need to vent. The most I'll ever say is, is that, I'm here whatever you need. And I want you to know that. Whatever it is you need, if you figure that out, I'm here. I'm here to help. Jamie says, I think sometimes even pastors and counselors, yes, miss the equipping part of helping people as well. It's easy to say, get in the Word and hang in there. Yeah, we do. And it's true because, and you'll see that a lot in the Christian community where people, I've had somebody say it on my page before and I had to block him because he was like, it's because you don't have enough faith. You don't really believe God's going to hold it all together for you. You don't believe in God enough. And I just was like, really? Are you serious right now? I don't need you to tell me how much I believe in God or not. That doesn't mean that I'm lacking faith, or that I don't trust the Lord. It means that me and my human experience, I have these emotions and I'm overwhelmed and I can't lay it all at Jesus' feet because I'm a control freak and I like to work everything out myself, but I'm still working on it. Do you know what I mean? So you're welcome, Janice. And so I think we do it out of love a lot of times. We truly do want to help people. We do. I always want to make somebody feel better. I always want to let somebody know, I've been there, it's going to work out, I promise. And I want to cheer people on, but sometimes people just need you to say, I'm here and I know you're having a hard time, and just check in on them regularly. Be present. You don't have to fix it. You don't have to know all the answers, because maybe there isn't a really easy answer for it. Maybe it's a whole lot of stuff they got to work out, and you just need to be that faithful friend. So, hey, Audra, one day at a time, yeah, and sometimes 1 hour at a time. And I've had 1 minute at a time. So you got to slow yourself down and take a minute and, hear me in the back of your head saying it's going to get better eventually. I don't ever say it's going to be easy. Oh, your answer's easy. I just say it's going to be some work, but you'll get there, I promise, if you just hold on long enough. So all of us have been there. Yes. You just want to make them feel it's okay. Right. And listen, I have had 2 friends that have passed away by committing suicide, and they never actually said anything like that. They weren't able to express their depression and their frustration. And then you're left as a friend going, should I have said something? Should I have said anything at all? So I think it's important that we talk about mental health, and we talk about depression, we talk about anxiety, and we admit that we all go through stuff. Even biblical characters went through depression. Yes, exactly. It is ignorance. It really is. And it's us in our humanness wanting to help somebody, and sometimes we want the quick fix. We want you to feel better real quickly. And so we blurt something out, and then we may not carry it with us, but they do. Right. And God uses it all to bring you closer to Him. The times when you feel like He isn't hearing you, that you're not getting your answer, He's there. He's closer than you can even imagine. He's walking with you. He's holding you. But you're so caught up in the way you feel, because we do. We have emotions. We're humans. We're having a human experience here on this earth with our spiritual selves, right? He's there, but sometimes we don't always feel like it. But I promise you, I always say, stay strong, hold your ground, do the best you can. I don't tell people to try to go out and do all these things. I'm like, sometimes all you got to do is hold your ground, right? Just be. Just remain. Wait it out, right? Don't worry about making progress. Don't worry about all the things. Just be, right? Just exist and stand your ground. And eventually, the storm runs out of rain. It gets better. So, I just wanted to share that tonight. I thought it brought up a really good point that, for me anyway, made a difference to me when I found people that could just say, me too, instead of, you need to do this. What you need to do is go to church. What you need to do is pray more. What you need to do is read your Bible. What you need to do is get it all together. We don't need what you need to do when we're depressed. We need I love you, I honor you, and I'm here, right? And I'll be praying for you. And thank you for trusting me enough to tell me that. That's all. That's all. So, I hope that's helpful for somebody tonight. I didn't ask for shares, but if you would, please share this out. Invite your followers so that they can see the replay. Share it on Facebook, because I am telling you, the more we talk about this stuff, the easier it's going to be real about it and to admit that we're not perfect, and we've got to stop pretending like we are. Brings light to us. Jamie says, I don't know about anyone else, but I sometimes feel like I don't want to burden people with my stuff. That's a good point, because it's been such a seriously long battle of many things. Right, and you feel like, I understand what you're saying. You feel like you don't want to be that negative person, right? Yeah, that's true. We wouldn't need him if we were perfect. And you don't want to keep going on, especially if it's a prolonged depression, because I've had that over a long span. You know, sometimes people get kind of numb to you saying it. And sometimes I think that's our own way of kind of protecting our own happiness. Because if I do hear something negative over and over and over and over, it is hard for me not to want to block it out. But if it's a friend and they really are struggling, it's not a burden to me. But I know what you mean. You do feel like you're burdening somebody else because you're not feeling better in the time that clinical depression should be over in 6 months, and it's been a year and you still feel the same way. It's hard to, go in and tell somebody because they're like, people expect for you to get better, and you don't really have a timetable for that. You don't know when you're going to feel better. You don't know when it's going to be better. Sometimes it's sooner, but sometimes it takes a long time. It really does. Audra says, look at how far perceptions have come with autism. Depression needs that level of understanding. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And I think I have a passion. It's not like, hey, I've dealt with depression, but I kind of feel like we need to do that so that other people that are dealing with it don't feel alone, and that they can find somebody that they identify with it and go, well, how did you get through it? I mean, some days for me, getting out of bed was the best I could do that day. And if I got out of bed and I made it to the couch, I considered it a win. And that was the most I could do. And then the next day, maybe I actually got dressed. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, it's easier to be fake and play things. Jamie on Facebook says it's easier to be fake and play things off and not go into it on many occasions. Right, but then I am so terrible at faking things. Like, you can usually read my face and know what's going on in my heart and in my mind. So what I did was I isolated myself. I stayed out of social situations because I can't fake happy. I can't fake normal. I can't, whatever normal is. I can't fake like everything is fine. I can't do it. God did not build me that way I don't have that gift. Some people do. And that's where we get into, wow, well, she's got all this going on and she's happy. No, she's not. She's just not telling you publicly that she's not. Right. If somebody truly knows you, they'll know. They'll know. And they'll see, she's not being herself. If they really, truly know you. And then that's when you step in and you just say, I'm here. Again, you don't say what you need, what you really need, what the problem is. Don't tell somebody what their problem is. Unless they go, what do you think my problem is? Then you can say, well, could it be this? Could it be this? Could it be this? Sometimes I think we need a lesson in how to support other people. Just how to support them, what words to say. So I hope this was helpful tonight. I know I'm a hot mess, but I hope you get the word anyway. I'm like sweating. I'm over here getting red. This is just a passion for me, something that the Lord, laid on my heart years ago to share when I came out of it. And I want to teach people how to support other people going through it, because that's what we need. And just to be real, just to let people know, I've been there. I've been in that really dark valley. There is a light. It might be tiny, but it's there. So I hope this was helpful. I pray that this blesses you. Thank you for honoring me with your time and showing up and sitting with me in my PJs and my hot mess self on a Friday night talking about real stuff. Because to me, that means you're like a solid, quality person to hang with, okay? For real. You my peeps here on here tonight. You are, if you're on a broadcast with me tonight, you my peeps, okay? We like for real now, okay? We like this. You hear me? Because that shows that you're interested in like real things. I also can't do fluffy talk for too long. Fluffy talk's okay sometimes, but then I get like, I got to talk about Jesus or, depression or anxiety or something really real, something raw. I got to get to the heart of the matter. So I pray that helps you guys. I will see you soon. Take care. Love you. Bye.